Hello, my friends. It's Topo is my name, and I'm so happy to be able to share with you this lesson. It is called The Reason for Education. The Reason for Education. Many go to school just to be able to read and write and get a job. But in the 21st century, this should not be your aim. Your aim for going to school should not be just to be able to read and write and get a job. Your aim must be much, much higher. Now, the reason for going to school, and please hear me and hear me well, the reason for going to school is for you to convert yourself from a raw material into a product. Let me explain. If you have a piece of wood and you take a piece of wood to the market to sell, that wood might sell for maybe a few dollars or whatever your money is called. But if you are able to make that wood into a furniture, into a piece of very good high quality furniture, you will be getting a higher price for that wood, maybe 100 times more, maybe 50 times more, maybe 20 times more, depending on the quality of the material and the furniture that you made, or the design. If you have a piece of metal and you take that piece of metal to the market to sell, you get some money for it. But if you are able to make out of that metal a car or an aeroplane, then the price will be 100, maybe 1,000 times more. Now, the same thing is with me and you as human beings. We all come into this world just like as a raw material. Now, what we do with our lives, the end product, how we will now present ourselves to the world depends on each and every one of us. And education plays a vital role in it. Now, but if you do not have this aim in mind, if you just go into school like almost everybody just to be able to read and write and get a certificate, you go to school, then you go to university, then you do that, and then you get a certificate, and then you go and present at a workplace. Well, that is what many people do. But in this 21st century, with a lot of competition, with many people with certificates, well, I won't advise you to go this way. I will advise you to take education, not just as a means of learning to read and write and get a certificate, but as a means of building up yourself like a raw material and making yourself into a powerful end product of very high value that people will be willing to pay a high price for. So at the end of the day, you will be dictating how much you want to earn and not the company. You will even be able to employ yourself. And if you will need to work for somebody, you will be dictating your price. So now, how do you go about it? Number one, as you're going to school now, set yourself to know what you want to be. Maybe you want to be a doctor, maybe you want to be a lawyer, maybe you want to be an architect, maybe you want to be a photographer, maybe you want to be an artist or a musician or an astronomer or a builder or constructor or composer or an inventor or somebody who organizes cleaning for people, for companies, things like that. Every profession is valuable. Every profession is valuable. Even cleaning, even writing, painting, every profession is valuable. So you make yourself, you set for yourself, every child has a dream. So note it. Take a note right now. Look at your dream, what you want to be, and put it down. Maybe you have one variant, two variants, it doesn't matter. Maybe now you feel you want to be an astronomer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, and write all these things down. And then set yourself now in school to not just to pass the test, the exams in the school, but to know everything about every subject that you are going to be taking in this school. Now, because to make yourself of high value, then it means you are going to have to be the best in your area. It means you have to know the subject even much more than your teacher. So when you are taking mathematics, don't just go to school because, oh, it is time for mathematics, then you go to school, and then just like everybody else, you listen to the subject, and then you go home, do a little bit of the homework, submit it to the teacher, just like most people do. Or you get home, you forget to do the homework, then early morning you remember, oh, we have homeworks to do. Then 10 minutes you rush through, and then you go to school. No. If you learn like that, you are not going to be able to make yourself into a powerful end product. So now, what you are going to do is to set yourself that every time you go to school, you go hungry. That means before you go to school, you have mathematics or physics or chemistry. Before you go to school, you go through the topic for the day on your own. So in that way, when you go to school, you already go to school hungry, with expectancy to learn, with expectancy to get answers to the questions that you could not answer while you were studying on your own. The people who really make themselves into powerful end products are the ones who study on their own, trying to figure things out on their own, trying to get answers on their own. They make mistakes, they don't get the right answers, then they go to school already filled with questions. They are hungry. If I have the best food on the table for you and you are not hungry, you will make a mess of it. So this is the same way with learning. You have to go to school hungry, thirsty for knowledge. How do you make that? By trying at home to study on your own. You will find out you are not able to do all the things yourself. You are already having questions, so you go to school with questions. That is how you study effectively, and that is how you really go to school with a reason, with the right reason for going to school, and that is to make yourself into a powerful end product of high value in life. And that is what I wish for you, and we'll continue with this lesson another time. God bless you.